Yo, what is going on, guys? It is Prodigy today. I hope you guys are all having a great day. And today, if you guys are dying a lot or want to stay alive longer in Infinite Warfare, I have 3 easy tips for you to stay alive longer, have less deaths, and just improve your KD overall. So without further ado, if you guys enjoyed the video, hit that like button and make sure to stick around until the end of the video to hear a very helpful tip a lot of you guys forget that's really helpful and might be the cause of a lot of your deaths. I hope these tips help you guys out. Let's get right into it. Alright guys, so in this video on staying alive longer in Infinite Warfare, I have 3 tips to give you. First being your class setup, second your map awareness, and the last tip is how you play and where you go on the map. So first off, let's get right into the class setup. I have one good class for you guys to use. It is an NV4 class. You can use whatever variant you want, the regular NV4, the Vigilance, or the Exalted, whatever you want to use. The attachments I use for the NV4 are the ELO sight, and if you're wondering why I'm using ELO over Red Dot, I'll make a video on that later on. It'll be like a gun attachment comparison video. No secondary, no lethal or tactical grenades. For the perk 1 slot, I have Dexterity and Ghost on. Ghost allows you to be invisible to UAV and radar pings around the map for your enemy team. For perk 2, I use Tac Resist. And for perk 3, I use Gung Ho, only because I'm not a high enough rank yet to unlock Dead Silence, which quiets your footsteps and jump packs around the map to make yourself quieter and not easily be found by enemies hearing your footsteps. Alright, so on to the second tip, which is map awareness. And the number 1 easiest way to have good map awareness is to look at your mini-map at the top left of your screen. The mini-map is the best teammate you'll ever have. This shows where your teammates are, where your enemies are, where your teammates are dying, where you're spawning at, as well as everything around you. The minimap is your best helper in terms of getting less deaths and staying alive longer. I know that this sounds weird, but I almost watch the minimap more than I actually play the game. I watch the minimap about the same amount as I play the game. If you don't look at the minimap at all, you'll never know where your teammates are spawning, where the enemies are getting kills at, where your enemies are positioned around the map, as well as your teammates' spawns. The minimap isn't just for showing what the map looks like itself. It's basically like an all-knowing teammate, or a helper if you will, because it always knows where your teammates are at, always knows where your enemies are at, all at one time. And if you don't know much about minimaps or spawn points, the easiest way to tell where your spawns are at is if you look on the minimap and you see all of your triangles in one spot on the minimap, whatever corner it's in, that's always going to be your spawn, and whatever side is opposite to all the triangles is most likely going to be the enemy spawn. So if you look on the minimap and all of your triangles are on the right side of the map, there's a big chance all the enemies are on the left side of the minimap. So that's a great way for beginners to figure out spawn points in Call of Duty. And the last tip for this video on how to stay alive longer in Infinite Warfare is how you play around the map. And what I mean by this is the best way to stay alive longer while you play is to stick to the edges or the outskirts of the maps. The reason behind this is because the most common area or the hotspot for people to die on Call of Duty is in the very middle of the maps. So staying around the edges will allow you to get away from all that commotion and all that action in the middle to be able to get around and behind the enemy, catching them by surprise, and attacking their spawns along the way. And sometimes playing around the edges of the map will get you more kills than you would have if you played around the middle or the common areas. As you see in this video, I've been running around the edge of the map this whole entire game, getting around the enemy, catching them by surprise, getting kills in their spawns, spawn trapping, and at the same time not dying as much as I would be if I were to stay in the middle of the map the whole game, and trying to stay alive longer and get more kills that way. Although you're still able to run to the middle of the map at times where you know there's not a lot of people there, just in order to pick up a couple of easy kills and run right back to the outskirts just to pick up a couple of extra kills along the way. And the reason you put suppressor on this class is while you're running around the edge of the map, freeing up space for your teammates to get kills, and also you getting kills along the way. You can get kills in their spawn trapping, or getting behind the enemies by surprise. You'll never show up on the minimap as long as you have suppressor and ghost on, which makes it easier to run around the map as you please around the edges and occasionally into the middle, while at the same time still staying undetected. And since you guys stayed until the end, the secret tip of this video is to always check your corners and your surroundings. In every Call of Duty, there's always been head glitches, corners, corner campers, and everything in between, and the best way to counter all of this is to always know what you're around, checking your corners, pre-aiming doorways, hallways, and everything alike. Whenever you want to enter a building, always pre-aim the doorway. Check around the corners of the hallways, the doors, to make sure there's no enemies hiding behind any cover that you can't see from a direct look, because corners are the biggest exploits on the map where people hardly ever look, which causes them to die more often than they would like. And if you're unfamiliar with the term pre-aiming, what that means is that if you go through a doorway or a hallway, holding down your aiming trigger so that you're ADSing or aiming down sights before you even find an enemy. So that way, if you do see an enemy down your sights, you'll be already zoomed in, already aimed in, and you can shoot when you're ready. And by the time you shoot your gun, it'll be too late because the enemy will most likely die before he even has the time to get his gun up. Alright, but that is the end of the video. Hope you all enjoyed it. If you guys did enjoy it and these tips helped you guys out, hit that like button and make sure to subscribe for more great content in Infinite Warfare like this and more great videos to come in the future. Thanks for watching once again. I'll see you all in the next video. This is Prodigy once again. Have a great day. Peace out, everybody.
That's why I do this for you. I do this for my father, who I've only seen from time to time in my dreams. I do this for you. I do this for my mother, who's finally clean, no longer a fan. I do this for you. I do this for my sister, my wife and my kids, cause they part of the team. I do this for all the naysayers and haters who made me one of the greatest. I know it kills you inside, that's why I do this for you.
I do this for the kids who sit a bit outside the mix.